right, welcome back to What She Said Sports. Y'all know what time it is. We're gonna get right on into it. Welcome everybody. So there have been some QBs on the moves. I've been looking at the NFL transactions. To my surprise, Jake Plummer got released from the Panthers, but so did Bryce Perkins. That surprised me because I thought he did good. So they brought the UFL MVP in for a tryout. He bowed out and he's gone. So we're gonna take a look at some depth charts that I pulled together because we got some buffs around the league, right? We got some guys on teams that we track, and I'm happy to report most of them are still intact. I think the only person that was waived was unfortunately Shiloh after being baited in and not realizing he was being baited in. So hopefully he'll get a second opportunity somewhere. But as of now, I haven't heard that he's been picked up. So hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, subscribe. We're this close. If y'all can give me the 5,000 with this broadcast, that would be excellent because we're like at 49.90. That's 10. I know 10 people got a subscribe hit in front of them. So hit the subscribe button for me. Give me over the top to 5,000. Appreciate you. Don't be stingy with the like button. Hit the like button. You will love it here. We have new members. We have new people hanging out with us, auditioning us. That's cool too, right? That's cool too, but you will love it here. All right, so let's get it right on into it. So you know our guy, Shedeur Sanders, in the Cleveland, is inching closer and closer to QB. I think he's QB3. So I have their depth chart here. Let's take a look at it. This is the Cleveland Browns, and let's see where people are right now. So as you can see, Joe Flacco is the starter. Hasn't played a full season since 2017. Dylan Gabriel, and then Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders is really the franchise QB. They pre-drafted him extensively at the franchise QB, number 2 overall. Should be making about $46 million over the 4 years, with $8 million coming to him this year. Now, we know some ugly things happen, collusion. There's evidence that it's racially motivated, took place to block Shedeur. And it seems to be a lot of blocking going on. We talked about how Derek Carr didn't wait until he retired, until after Shedeur and the draft was over to retire, when had he retired, the narrative would have been different with the Saints looking for a franchise QB. And then we talked about Aaron Rodgers, right? I have a document. We're going to look at it. Screenshot with Aaron Rodgers and why it is that he refused to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers until Shedeur was drafted. And I feel like, Aaron Rodgers also blocked Shedeur Sanders. But you know who else blocked Shedeur Sanders? Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett blocked Shedeur Sanders. All of the reps just went to waste. He was actually a Browns player that didn't do anything for 4 months. But just suck up all of the reps that could have went to Shedeur. He was part of the crew that was the overcrowded QB room. If he wasn't there, the QB room wouldn't have been overcrowded. There were about 56 reps that could have went to Shedeur. So they traded Kenny Pickett today. They traded him for a 5th round pick. So this is how it went last year, 2025. Browns say they're going to get Shedeur, right? Well, why they say they're going to get Shedeur, they had already in March decided to get Kenny Pickett. So they were courting Shedeur at the same time they were making a deal for Kenny Pickett, and they sent DTR over there. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, you heard me say pay attention to him. That's what they want to do to Shedeur, but God, right? So DTR went over there, and a 5th round pick was sent to Philly. So they love this 5th round pick. So the 5th round pick ended up being Shedeur, but they had already traded it away, which is why Andrew Berry had to trade 2 picks in the same round to get Shedeur after all. So they had actually traded away their 5th round pick. Shedeur was not going to be their 5th round pick. It further proved that Shedeur was sent to the Browns after he was supposed to be their franchise QB, and they treat him like Cinderella because they don't want him, right? So let's look at what happened, where everybody is after Kenny Pickett was traded, and now he's the backup behind Geno Smith. I'm like, this man has not done anything to prove that he could be the QB2. Why isn't he get to go over there and be the QB2 over there when he didn't do anything at QB2 over here but suck up all of the reps from Shedeur and make it an overcrowded room, right? So anyway, Flacco is first. Dylan is there second. Shedeur is third. Have no idea why Dylan. I still don't know why Dylan is in front of Shedeur, except for Kevin Stefanski is friends with Dan Lanning. So that's what we're going to go with. Shedeur has earned QB2. Okay, but they want to keep playing this game, and Guy Keypart in the Red Sea. So Huntley and Kenny Pickett have been moved out of the way. Now you see Deshaun Watson in the fourth spot. You know, people been saying Deshaun Watson has played his last snap in Cleveland, and that tells me they don't expect him to play at all. So, again, it should make you side-eye why they gave him $230 million for real. So, you know, there's something there. There's something shady went down why Deshaun Watson got reimbursed every dime, plus some to live a cushy life, seemingly as an apology from the NFL. So, Shedeur is QB3. So now people are saying Shedeur Sanders will likely be QB1 toward the end of the season. And you know what I said today? I said, you know, I find it very interesting that when you listen to all the trade scenarios and all of the movement that's happening with the quarterbacks, I think Kyle McCord was let go from his team. I think the Eagles I think Pittsburgh, somewhere. I think it was Pittsburgh. He got moved out. And I said, I keep an eye on him. Because in 2 days, he could get a new contract that's better than his 6th round contract. That's called a correction. See, they could do that for Shedeur too. But what I noticed about the Browns, like people like Grossi and some of the other parents that they have that actually speak the mind and the thoughts of Haslam and the Browns organization, they don't never want to talk about trading and parting ways with Shedeur. But they sure love talking about putting him on the practice squad. I said, you know what? I said it today. If Shedeur make that 53-man roster, he has leverage. He has leverage. And people want to say, oh, they're hazing him. No, they're not. They're trying to humiliate him by burying him on the depth chart, but knowing he going to get out there for $4 million. They know he going to get out there. And they want to threaten him with, you know, the lack of reps, the lack of development, you know, having him to get set up and get sacked and sabotaged, this, that, and the other, all the ugly, horrible things they're doing. They just want to torment him, but they don't want to part ways with him. And somebody said in the comments, I told you Haslam wasn't going to part with a moneymaker like Shedeur. I said, just because people keep you around don't mean they like you. Sometimes they just want to kick on you. And that's what it looks like the Cleveland Browns want to do. And I want you to notice, you haven't heard any trade scenarios. You heard Dylan could be traded. You heard Flacco could go. You heard Pickett could go. All you heard is Shedeur could go to the practice squad. This is before they cut Huntley. So moving Pickett out is something they always knew that that's what they were going to do. In fact, Kevin Stefanski was asked about, well, now that the Rams game is over, who's going to be your QB2? And I noticed he said, I'm not ready to make that decision because he knew Huntley was moving out and he knew what? He knew they was going to deal Pickett the whole time. All Pickett did was just suck up reps so that Shedeur couldn't get him. So now you can add Pickett to the list of people that the NFL used to block Shedeur. And we saw Shedeur ball out already, right? That was enough for me. I told you he didn't even have to play in the Panthers game. So now you know why Stefanski set Shedeur up in the last game, the Panthers game, because he knew he was going to have to use a QB2. There is no justifiable reason, absolutely none at all, that Dylan Gabriel is in front of Shedeur. 160 reps. And he still went out there and bombed. But you know what? I mean, Shedeur keep moving to the front of the line, right? At one point, I'm like, it wouldn't surprise me if they bring Kyle McCord in. But then when I looked at the depth chart and I saw, right, what did I see? I saw that, oh, Deshaun Watson is still there. Now, you know they can trade him, right? They can trade him. I think they just want to kick on him, too. I think they just want him to sit there and be humiliated and deprived of a career because they had to pay him $230 million because when he asked for a trade, it appears that he got retaliated against. Just like Tony Brown that they cut the other day. Everybody can see what's happening there. Tony been walking with that staff for years. So it's not that. It's because everybody else was being intimidated into isolating Shedeur, but not Tony. He's a good guy, so I wish him well. Maybe it's best he move on because, again, there's certain kind of people that play in the NFL. certain kind of players, they are collected. And you have to be unscrupulous. You have to be willing to be part of a goon squad and hurt your own quarterback. Because that's what happened in the game. And then that goon squad got promptly dismissed. Kevin Stefanski employed a goon squad to attack his own quarterback. Let that sink in. I mean, Bounty Gate, if the Saints was horrible, they was attacking the other players, the opposing team players. Kevin Stefanski attacked his own QB. That's maniacal. You can't trust that. So while I'm happy to see things shaking up and Shedeur getting the QB3, I know it's not even going to be several games that Dylan plays in before Shedeur becomes QB2. He done moved up from off the depth chart from 5 to 4. Now he's 3. I don't know if they're willing to risk $46 million to put Deshaun out there, but they can trade him. Again, at the back of the depth chart, 2 black quarterbacks. Don't get lost on it. Don't get lost on who got moved around today either. So yeah, Kenny Pickett didn't get waived. He just got moved to another spot where he could block somebody else. I don't know who he over there blocking, but how do you take somebody, one, that's injury prone and bring him into an organization and give him all of these reps in an overcrowded room, and you don't say, look, we know we're going to trade you. Let's move on. I knew the Raiders were getting ready to get somebody. I said it. Oh, they're going to get somebody. But once again, Tom Brady couldn't come through for the young man he mentored. So all Pickett did was suck up the reps, make the room overcrowded, and they knew they was going to trade him. He was injury prone. And I've watched enough of Andrew Berry's transactions to know he got sense. He had sense. So he knew what he was doing when he brought him over here. He knew what he was going to be when he got there. How do you go from being QB2 and haven't done anything to prove that you're QB2 in Cleveland, and now you get to go be QB2 with the Raiders? Shouldn't he be demoted yet? But just like Carson Wentz with the Vikings, I think he QB2, and I think he just got off his couch. Flacco hadn't proved anything to be QB1. They all have the same thing in common, though. They're white. That's it. When you look at who's being moved out and who's being moved around, who's getting opportunities, wait and see what happens to Kyle McCord. So Aaron Rodgers basically, I had to go look it up because people kept saying it, so I went to look it up. Aaron Rodgers truly blocked Shedeur for Pittsburgh. Let's see how his season goes. Kenny Pickett blocked Shedeur right there on the ground in Cleveland. You don't think they knew before the Rams game that they were going to trade Pickett? Of course they did. That's why Kevin Stefanski couldn't ask who the QB2 was going to be. They also using Dylan to block Pickett. Look at how many people they're using to block Shedeur. Derek Carr, Dylan Gabriel, hell, Flacco, Kenny Pickett. Hell, at some point it might be Deshaun Watson. At one point it was Huntley. And he's still making it on up to the front. And congratulations on order, because I don't know if y'all know, number 66, Huntington, was Shedeur's friend. We end up following him after the Twitch live streams. He actually made the roster. So this is where Shedeur is. Shout out to Gage Lavardian. He's now second. So Shedeur developed this young man, right? Shedeur developed Gage Lavardian, who was back here at one point. He was a 4. Shedeur developed him. He's now a 2. Shedeur's a 3. It's just further proof that Dylan is the one actively blocking Shedeur. How do you have all of your receivers still in the NFL and you at the back? Because that's where they want you to be. That's why they keep talking that smack about Shedeur going to the practice squad. They just trying to humiliate him. But Shedeur gonna have the last laugh. So if you know any of their players, this is where everybody is. It looks like to me, DeAndre Carter, they were talking about moving him out, and Keyshawn Johnson maybe moving up. Andre Carter is the one that wears the 2, so I don't know if he's gonna stay or not. But I'm happy for Gage, who came in as a walk-on and worked his way up to number 2. So drop some hearts or applause in the chat for Gage Lavardian, and gotta keep moving people out the way I have no doubt in my mind that Dylan is not going to be at this number 2 spot. I have watched him play, and it's just this not college. It's not. And they said that, right? Shedeur made the same mistakes he made at college. I'm like, and what did Dylan do? I'm like, y'all got what you wanted. You got Dylan in front of Shedeur. Let me see him go out there and ball out. Because Flacco can only play half a season. So what you gonna do? Okay, you gonna let Dylan run it? I want to see that. So that's their offense, and this is their, I believe this is their defense, because we probably know people on their defense. Let's see. Who is on their defense? Let's see. I'm looking for, Greg Newsome. He's still on the roster. Tony is gone. Aiden Huntington. This is him right here. So they told him he made the roster after the Ram game. So it's Mason Graham, the draft pick, Shelby Harris, and then Aiden. So Aiden, Shedeur, and Gage will be there. I hate they did what they did to Tony. I really do. I hate what they did. It's like they're trying to rule with an iron fist and intimidate players. Let's see what they do going forward. So I said I wanted to see who made the roster with Cleveland, because I knew certain people gravitated towards Shedeur, but they made an example out of Tony. That's what I feel. So at least he has Gage around. And on some of the big box channels, they were saying Shedeur won't see the field today. That was before Kenny Pickett got traded. They were only saying that because that's what they were trying to set up. If you can say, looking at this roster, that Shedeur won't see the field, you have supreme confidence in Flacco, who's a part-time QB, can't even play half the seasons, and Dylan. I wonder why they say these things. They hope he's listening, because they're not saying it for my benefit, because as a football fan, I know Shedeur is better than Dylan. I watched them prop Dylan up. I want to see you do it in the regular season, because I don't know how you're going to do it. What, you going to call Baltimore and say, hey, don't play Lamar Jackson? Don't play your number 1 defense? You're going to do that all season long? Well, then do it then. But things are working out for Shedeur, so we're going to see. And shout out to his buddies that made it. At least he have some trustworthy people, Gage and Aiden, around. Just don't let them know y'all business. All right, so that's where we are with that. Now let's talk about the other buffs. I want y'all to know where everybody is. I went through and started looking at the depth charts, right? So the Carolina Panthers, I think I have it on deck to share. So let's see. I queued it up. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, I think this is it right here. Oh, I got to take the guys down. Okay. So we're talking about the pro buffs. All right. So I started with Jimmy Horn Jr. For a reason, because I wanted to kind of see where he was. Let's see. So as you can see, all right, I think y'all can see the screen. As you can see, QB3 and QB4 are empty, and Andy Dalton is questioned. So I don't know why they didn't keep Bryce Perkins at QB. I thought he did good. I could be wrong, but I thought he did good. I'm shocked that they moved Jake Plummer, but pay attention, he might come back. There are some people that they waived that they know they're going to bring back. They're going to get a better contract. Kyle McCord could be one of those people, so we'll just see. So over here, we got Ted. He must have got injured. So Jimmy Horn Jr. is over here third. I would expect him to make the roster. So let me know how y'all feel about Jimmy Horn Jr. being at the 3. I felt like he needed to be at the 2. And at first, he was over here with Xavier Leggett. Now they moved him up behind Ted. So that's why you don't see a lot of use out of Jimmy. And I don't think that's a good decision. I don't think that's a good decision at all. Let me know how y'all feel about Jimmy being third behind Ted. I feel like that's a block. That's what it's given. I feel like it's a block. And I saw them another ad that they had, like, they little social media, and they still had Jimmy in there. They still had him in there. So let me know how y'all feel about Jimmy moving from behind Leggett at the 3 to behind Ted. All right. So that's Jimmy. All right. So let's see who else we have. Let me see if I can get some of the other guys straight away here. All right. Let's see. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I have to adjust. I think we're going to pop over to, here it is right here. That's the Carolina Panthers. Let's go to the Jaguars. All right. So now I'm sharing the Jaguars. Okay. I can tell you for Green Bay, Will Shepherd is at the 3. No need to look at their depth chart because he's the only one. Will Shepherd is still at the 3. Let me know how you feel about Will Shepherd being at the 3. He just scored a touchdown. I think he should make it. Xavier Weaver is at the 2. I checked. He's at the 2. We'll see what happens. The deadline to cut is 4 p.m. tomorrow. I don't know if it's Eastern or Pacific, but I know it's 4 p.m. Could be Eastern. Or it could be where your team is, like, West Coast. But anyway, by 5 o'clock. So, the guys we're not looking at, Zay still at the 2. Will Shepherd is at the 3. At one point, he wasn't on the depth chart. So I guess that's good. At least he's not a 4. And who else? He might, I think he is a 4. I think he is a 4. And these are the guys, and no need to look at Tampa no more. So we just going to take him off the list. So this is Jacksonville. Travis is there. He's not going anywhere. He's a question because he had that upper body injury. But then, I looked at BJ Green. BJ Green is right here as RDE, right defensive end. BJ Green, he's in the 4th spot. He balled out. He really and truly need to be moved up. I hope he makes it. Some guy, I don't know who it is, but some guy that balled out tackles, they waived him. And I said, wait a minute. I said, I feel like some of these people about to get better contracts because I think they waived the lineman who was a 6th rounder. I'm like, if he come back in 2 days, he'll have a better contract. So we got to still pay attention to who get picked back up. So like if Shiloh get picked up again, right? If Shiloh get picked up again, he actually gets a better contract. And if he don't get picked up, I hope he don't have to pay the agent that got him to Tampa because they was going to always cut him. You could see the narrative. It was always there. And then there is Cameron Silver-Craig. So Cameron Silver-Craig is in the 4. BJ Green is in the 4. Let me know how y'all feel about that. I feel like they should be the 3. I mean, they've been talking about them. They've been making waves. BJ Green been making waves. They'd be crazy to let him go, right? Only if he gonna get a better contract, right? So that's everybody's still good. LeJounte is the 2. He behind somebody that has a Q by their name, DeAndre Hopkins. So he could technically be the 1. And the way we saw him play, so we're going to have to still watch Baltimore. The way we saw LeJounte play in this last game, he started the game. And then he played special teams in the second half. So first half is a receiver, second half on special teams. We're going to see LeJounte. So LeJounte is good. Zay Weaver is good. Jimmy third, but I think he good. I don't like him behind Ted. But then maybe they moved him over there because Ted is hurt. Let me know your thoughts about that. I need some insight about that. And then you have the guys at Jacksonville. Nobody else is in Tampa and Green Bay. Oh, Derek McClendon. Derek McClendon is in Miami. I need to look him up. Oh, I think they welcomed him to the family. I think he hired an agent or something, so I think he's going to be good. We'll check back after the deadline tomorrow. But I think all of the buffs are good except for Shiloh. So I wonder I always felt like the narrative was there for Shiloh to be cut. If we're just going to be honest. I felt like the narrative was always there for Shiloh to be cut. I felt like they were looking for a reason to cut him. I think they knew they wanted to cut him. And considering that Shedeur is still on that roster, and if they don't cut him tomorrow by 4 o'clock, which they will be stupid to do, but we have seen some things that makes us scratch our head when it comes to the Browns organization, then this ain't about Coach Prime. I keep saying it's not about Coach Prime. Again, I don't know why they would want to cut Shiloh, but I do feel like the narrative was always there. I do feel like his coach was pulling for him. And maybe there's some people who felt like, that was just a mistake. But really, should that be a death sentence? We're talking about the NFL, which is violent in itself. And they said his fine would be more, too much money for him to pay. But then the other guy, I checked him out. He's still on the depth chart. And guess where he is? He's 4th. With 2 other people in the 4. Buffalo Bills depth chart. They have in the 4th spot, when it comes to receivers, they got 6 or 7 guys in the 4th spot. So when it came to number 84, he was in the middle of the 4th spot with a guy above him and a guy below him. I said, oh, okay. So he was trying to prove himself that he belonged in the league. He's willing to hurt somebody. See, that's what I mean. You're willing to end somebody else's career by using a face mask. He didn't even get a face mask penalty. That's suspect in itself. And I do feel like the narrative was always there because even when Shiloh was doing well, you kept hearing things, oh, he gonna get cut. Why would he get cut? I said it. Why is it we only talking about one person getting cut from Tampa? So I felt like it was going to always happen. Should it be a death sentence? No, it's not fair. The other guy didn't even get a face mask. It does look like a setup. So he should be brought back. People want him in Denver, Pittsburgh, the Saints, the Falcons, hell, the Eagles, anywhere. They just feel like he should be in the league. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So we're gonna see what happens tomorrow. So that's the guys are good. Like I said, Shiloh to me got set up and it's a lesson for him because he didn't see it coming. He didn't see it coming, and I feel like Shedeur. I think Shedeur, the way he's handling this, it's not just that he's media trained, right? It's more than that. He know he being set up. See, Shiloh didn't know he was being set up. And I'm like, how do you not know that you're going to be set up? Because of the way they keep coming for you. Maybe he went on social media. Maybe he don't read the news. I don't know. But I feel like Shedeur talking to Jalen Hurts really helped him. I feel like Huntley being there. I feel like Tony and Joku, Myles Garrett, all of the guys, right? I feel like everybody coming to his aid, right, was coming to support him, had words of encouragement. But I feel like Jalen Hurts told him how to move. I do. I feel like Jalen Hurts told him how to move, and it's beyond on the field. It's the reporters. They're going to try to egg at you, asking him, does he belong? They got that from Kevin Stefanski. And he going to pay for that comment too. Talking about, trying to treat Shedeur like he don't belong. He going to have to be put down. We're more comfortable with Dylan. The fact that they even put that in quotes tells you they have an agenda. And they're trying to weaponize the media against him. But knowing Shedeur, he ain't even on social media during the week. So I think because Shiloh didn't experience any of the aggressive attacks by the media, by his coaches, because he knew his coach liked him. I think that's how he got set up. He didn't see it coming because they weren't mistreating him. The media was, but maybe he wasn't tapped in. So hopefully he get another opportunity, right? And, I just kind of want to say that it just kind of seems to me that what's happening to Shedeur, what's happening to Shiloh, is just the draft all over again. Trying to devalue Shedeur with the gameplay, blocking him, using Pickett, just like, the Steelers. He was blocked by the Steelers. It was the same thing over again. The media trying to say that, he's not good. He made mistakes like he did in college, but they don't want to, they want to twist it and talk about Dylan. It's okay to throw interceptions. No, it's not. No, it's not. Right. And I have said, y'all have heard me say, Shedeur, if God wants Shedeur on the bench, that's where he going to be. But I'm starting to see the Red Sea part. And I told y'all on the last game, that Tony and Shedeur guy going to part the Red Sea. He did. To sit him down. And they were comfortable in their minds that he wouldn't make the field. They still are. I have no idea why. So they don't feel like he's a threat because he's the QB3, because they spent all morning parroting what the Browns think. Oh, Shedeur not going to see the field. You crazy as hell if you think Shedeur ain't going to see the field behind Dylan and part-time Flacco. I'm like, are y'all really believing that? Or you just kind of what I told you they were doing, setting it up because you're going to put your $4 million franchise QB out there. We're going to see. We're going to see as we get closer to the finish line. At one point, I told y'all we were in a curve. Now we on that straightaway toward the finish line. The finish line is Shedeur getting to play, to start, to ball out. That's the finish line, right? And I don't think he needs to redeem himself. I don't think he had a bad game. I think he would have had a bad game had he thrown an interception, because that's what he was being set up to do. He was being pressured because Dylan was pressured. And Shedeur didn't throw an interception. I'm like, y'all crazy. Y'all can really win and get somewhere and make some money and sell some season tickets next year. But no, you just don't want your black franchise QB, not even for $4 million. Remember, Andrew Berry said he gonna outproduce his draft stock. He did that with the Panthers game. So Stefanski set this game up, the Rams game, so he could justify putting Dillon in front of Shedeur. I hate to tell Stefanski, I don't give a damn where you put Dillon at. He still ain't better than Shedeur. It just shows us the extreme lengths you're willing to go through to hold back a franchise QB and to get him hurt, which is criminal. So more on that later on. So our guys now 3. I don't see no competition in front of him. We're going to see what God does there. So now y'all know everybody else is good. Shiloh is the one we got to pray for us because we want him to get a second chance in a new contract. I didn't hear anything today. There's still time tomorrow. Remember, they brought Perkins back and he was drafted in 2021. So they brought him back in 2025. And, you know, I really hate that they're doing this to these black quarterbacks, you know, like Huntley, bringing them in. Are they getting paid? No, because nobody get paid to the first game check, using them as camp bodies, putting them at the 4 because they want these guys to be so thirsty that they'll be happy with anything. See, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And that's what they're trying to break Shedeur down to. Well, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And you see he has leverage. So if they don't move him tomorrow, they want him there. They just want to attack him like they do Deshaun Watson. Kick him like he a piñata because we own you. You don't own him. Because I'm sure if he wanted to, he could hire a lawyer, pay to get out of his contract. He could retire and move the hell on. He just want to play ball and he see God keep opening the doors. So he going to sit tight. He see all the angels coming around him with every guy that I named. So he going to sit tight. And the Cleveland Browns better get their act together. Talking about the Colorado fans this. Shedeur Sanders, Colorado fans. I got news for you. 2 million people that bought NFL jerseys are NFL fans. I haven't seen 2 million Colorado fans, but I have seen 2 million NFL fans buy jerseys. I've read about it. Talking about the Shedeur Sanders experience. I want to see what you call primetime JJ experience when he get here. The NFL need to get over itself. They so outdated. When I listen to other sports commentary, they are talking about skills and winning and losing. But in the NFL, all they talking about is how to devalue a black elite QB. That's it. That's it. It's disgusting. But there are remedies for certain situations. So, all right. So moving on to the Buffs. You know, we have Friday. We have Georgia Tech talking. You know, we're gonna share some video of Georgia Tech talking, doing like Colorado State, CSU. They had some things to say about celebrities being at the games, and it's not gonna matter. They might want to focus on that altitude because I've heard people talk about, you know, people who've been around Colorado for a while. What happens? Y'all remember what happened with Kansas State where they tapped out? They kept trying to take breaks and people getting hurt and running in there. What happens is they had all the fake injuries. What happens is the second half, the teams that are not used to the altitude tap out. They said, you notice Colorado comes back strong in the second half. They said because the teams that come to visit, it's the second half they get knocked out. So they got to run up a big lead in the first half because they don't have to compensate for what they're going to lose due to the altitude in the second half. So they're not really thinking about that. They focused on, at least one of their defensive backs is focused on the celebrities, kind of trying to take shots. Now the quarterback, he didn't say anything like that. The quarterback didn't say anything. I thought what he did, he was auditioning for the NFL. So I just feel like it's going to be a fun game. Somebody reached out to me and wanted to give away their ticket. I'm not in Colorado, so I won't be there. If anybody is, you know, I'll see what I can find out for you. But I thought that was a nice gesture. It's just I'm not in Colorado. So if y'all are going to the game, you know, let us know if y'all are going to the game. So I'm going to share my screen so that we can take a look at what was said. We're 4 days from game day, and everybody's in a celebratory mood. There's no sound intentional. The mood, the vibe is we're celebrating even before it starts. And they use LaJonte. LaJonte be doing his little dance. They use this little dance. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like this is after the Baylor game when the kids ran on the field, and they say this is how you feel when it's game week for CU, first game. So that's LaJonte, and I think he's still doing his little dance. I think he's still doing his little dance, but I'm pretty sure this is the Baylor game. I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna move on to what the defensive back number 5. Let's remember number 5. Let's all remember number 5. Number 5. He's a junior. His major is building construction. I'm like, okay, you seem pretty smart, but people were like, your coach gonna be mad at you because you giving Colorado bulletin board material to tear us up. So we're gonna listen.
Knowing that, not trying to.
Any thoughts on playing in the elevation or facing this crowd or just in general going out to Colorado?
Everybody says it's a different experience, but I've experienced some crazy stadiums since being here. So just knowing that, not trying to overhype it, honestly. Like it's another game. I know they bring out celebrities, they do all this crazy stuff, but we're playing football. Then none of them playing. They can hype you up all they want to, but you on the field, not them. Exactly. Like, come on. So yeah, just playing fast, like not dwelling on that type of stuff. Like that's all I can say.
All right, so I'm gonna just say this. They asked him about the altitude. He was talking about celebrities. Let's take a listen one more time. This is number 5. I want y'all to remember number 5 from Georgia Tech. He's a free safety, a strong safety. He's a strong safety. So who is his counterpart at CU? Is it Carter Stoudemire? Is it RJ Johnson? Is it Bayard? Who is it? Who is the strong safety for CU? The 1 and the 2. Let me know, because this is who he going up against. This guy right here who's super confident. He's a junior, so he's trying to get to the next level. You know what the next level is. So let's listen to this one more time. Listen to the question and listen to the answer.
So I'm playing in the elevation or facing this crowd or just in general going out to Colorado?
Everybody says it's a different experience, but I've experienced some crazy stadiums since being here. So just knowing that, not trying to overhype it, honestly. Like it's another game. I know they bring out celebrities, they do all this crazy stuff, but we're playing football. Then none of them playing. They can hype you up all they want to, but you on the field, not them. Exactly. Like, come on. So yeah, just playing fast, like not dwelling on that type of stuff. Like that's all I can say.
So they gonna play fast. They gonna expend themselves. So when they get to the second half, we're gonna see what that altitude do. What that elevation does. So he gave us some bulletin board material. We all excited about the game. Y'all know we gonna be live during the game. I don't even know what time it is. I'm gonna figure it out. 6:00. Drop it if you want to. Let's see. I'll look it up right fast. And then there's the quarterbacks. Coach Prime is supposed to announce the quarterback, the starting quarterback or the quarterback competition. Again, I didn't really see one, but I'm assuming it's Caden Salter. I can tell Juju's learning a lot from Caden. So I think it's Caden. But they say Coach Prime. They asked Pat Schumer about it, and he said Coach Prime gonna handle that. So let's see when the game is. We will be live. That's a Saturday. Georgia Tech versus Colorado football game. All right, let's see what we have. It is Georgia Tech versus Colorado, Friday, August 29th. Friday at 6. Okay. I mean at 8. Excuse me, at 8. I'm thinking two things. I'm thinking we go live at 6 with our members only live stream is at 6, and then the game starts at 8. So what we're gonna do is probably go live from 6 to 7 with the members only, and then we just gonna double back and start the game live stream at 8. The game will be on, let's see where you can watch it. ESPN is broadcasting it, and of course you have subscription services like Sling TV, etc. So if y'all have ESPN, you can watch it there and some other streaming options. So we shall see. 8 p.m. Oh, wait, let's make sure that's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because you know they on Mountain Time. I think, yep, it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's an early game for them. That's an early game for CU. You know, normally they have those late games. So if it starts at 8, it's going to go off at about 11. I mean, that's not too bad because I feel like some of their games were like at 9 o'clock our time and you just be up late to 1 in the morning. 1 in the morning. So, you know, that's the bulletin board material. The quarterback, he was just, you know, diplomatic with it. You know, he was just talking about the quarter, you know, the play of the game because he's the leader. Haynes King, I'm sure he'll be in the league next. I think he's a good quarterback. I think they have a good team. You know, they expected to win the ACC. Yep, they're expected to win the ACC. They think they're going to go 6-0 in a conference. So I guess they're going to beat us up because we non-conference. But they are expected to win the ACC. They went 7-7 last year or something like that. Because I think they went to a bowl game, but like it was in Birmingham. So, you know, you can let me know how you feel about the quarterback situation. I think it's Caden. I think it should be Caden. I think we'll see Juju, but I think Caden's the guy. I think that's just what it is. So we're going to hop over here to the comments and see what y'all talking about and just get y'all's thoughts on a lot of things that we already discussed. Namely, you know, talking about Shedeur, how y'all feel about the guys positioning on the depth chart. I don't think anybody else will be. I really don't. I don't think anybody else will be released. I don't know, you know, never been through this before to know if the 4s stay. If you notice, the Browns clean house with the 3s and the 4s, because that's kind of weird. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but I felt like they kind of clean house. So we'll see. We'll see. They don't do a lot of things that make sense anyway. So let's see what's going on in the comments. Let me take this off my screen. 1 second. If y'all have any predictions for the game, mine is 28, Colorado 31, Georgia Tech 28. That's mine. I'm dropping it into the chat. If you want to drop yours, I put 31-28. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think it's going to be a blowout on our end. I think we're going to win the game. Not just to altitude. I think we're going to win the game. I think the altitude will assist. I think people underestimate CU. I know these guys are hungry. And then, again, we got a secret weapon, in my opinion. We got a QB with legs, and he's fast. He like to run. That run-pass option, you know, Georgia Tech already said all they got to do is shut down Caden Salter, and they're going to win the game. So they don't see the O-line as a problem. They don't think we have a run game. Apparently, they have never watched film on Track Hawk because he's going to be out there. He's going to be out there. I think Dallin Hayden might be injured. Then there's Michael Welsh. So, you know, it seems to me that the coach is trying to be nice. You know how the coaches like try to be nice and then come in and put a BTA on us. The quarterback is being, you know, auditioning for the NFL. So, you know, he, you know, being diplomatic, but it was number 5. So I will definitely be looking for number 5. He's a starter. Powell or something like that. It said they must play big legendary. Them TV networks are going to lose that money. Yeah, if they don't play Shedeur, yeah. And I still say his sponsors probably like, y'all not gonna ruin my investment. You know, I got an investment in him. And I know NIL deals ended when they left college, but a lot of them got renewed into just standard contracts for, you know, endorsement. Like Travis Hunter have a lot of endorsements and things like that too. So how you just gonna sit up and think you're gonna bury Shedeur on the depth chart and kill these people's investments? They're not gonna let that happen. It says smart in plain sight, aren't they? Nope, they are not. It said the Browns are a special brand of despicable. I agree. I totally agree. From Andrew Barry to Haslam to Stefanski, who think he Jim Crow. That's what he think. That's what he think. Hit the like button. Yes, it's work and it's free. Thank you. It said DeAndre Carter gone. Oh, so he is gone. Okay, so the 2 is available. The 2 is available. Let's see if they try to torment him over. They need to just give it to him. Just stop playing. Shedeur is QB3 with Pickett gone. Yes. Thank you, Titus. Thank you for the Have a great show, No Limit. Thank you. Thank you. It said they know what they have in Shedeur. Right. What did Andrew Berry say? We know he's going to outproduce his draft style. They need to just go ahead on and get him a brand new number 2 and put it in his locker and stop playing in his face. Because, 2 million people brought jerseys and they want to act like it's Colorado fans. No, they NFL fans. You're going to find out. You're going to find out. And all that is the media. And I've been looking at people on X say they blocking all of the Cleveland people. I did too. I followed one, Carmen from News 5, but I think I might have unfollowed her too because I guess she getting upset with people. So you got to protect your peace. You got to protect your peace. Watchman said that was on all along. This is why he didn't play in one preseason game, so he would get hurt. Not so he would get hurt, but to hold that number 2 position. It said there's nothing wrong with Pickett. Never was. I agree. Did DeAndre Carter play? Does anybody know if he played in any games? I saw him on the sideline at the Browns game, but he wasn't dressed to play. Somebody let me know if he played at all, because if he didn't play, you know what that was about. I'm like, the league sure is spending a lot of energy to block one person. We'll see if Gabriel gets his number, which is 8, and Shedeur gets his 2 now. Okay. Okay. All right. We'll see. Indeed, Kevin Stefanski, God does work in mysterious ways, right? Didn't I say? I'm like, you're going to find out how mysterious God is. You're going to find out. It said, what you meant for evil is coming right back to you. Facts. He going to have a tough time. He just don't know it yet. Because he done made it hard for his family. Everybody know who he is. He done made it hard for his family. See, people, you can't ignore people, 2 million people buying one person's jersey. And see, you still selling the 2. It said Kevin overplayed his hand. Kevin is the bank robber in the scenario that I told y'all about. It said people are crying foul for the nasty work on. Yep, they still calling for his job. I think it's going to happen. It's just going to be right now. I think they still calling for his job. He was trending. Was it earlier today? I think he was still trending. He was trending. I think yesterday he was trending again today. They calling for his job, and rightfully so. And you know why he did all that? Because he wanted Dylan to be QB2. He don't give a damn if Dylan good or not. I just don't want it to be Shedeur. That's I told you he got a problem. He got a skin color problem. People said, he the one that got Andrew Berry hired. I'm like, and? Because he act like a token. I'm sorry. If you allow yourself to be used, and do you see Andrew Berry telling Stefanski, hey, why don't we not treat Shedeur like that? No, he's a token. He lured him there. Shedeur's moving up the depth chart, right? And God like, I got it from here. That's why God was like, I got it from here. I got it from here. And you see, Kenny Pickett was they were just trying to not develop Shedeur, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Just like the Baylor game is a standout game for Shedeur, so is the Panthers game. And that's what he gonna look like in every game when Stefanski not trying to set him up to get hurt or to fail so he could put Dan Lanny's quarterback in front of Shedeur. I'm like, go ahead and do it because I want to see what's going to happen in a real game. Because you had to prop him up and he still didn't do good. If Shedeur knew he was being set up, he would have moved differently. But guess what? He still didn't throw an interception. That's what people don't get. I say he didn't have a bad game. I say he was set up to be pressured and he was supposed to throw an interception and he didn't. It didn't go the way he planned it because Kevin Stefanski called pass plays when there was no run plays. Maybe one, but he was setting the young man up. But you know what? I told y'all. I said, Shedeur is doing the Lord's work because now we all see Kevin Stefanski and the extent he'll go through to get Shedeur hurt, injured, or just to put Dylan in front of Shedeur. That's ridiculous. He should be fired. And people still calling. I think it's a hashtag, fire Stefanski. Unless they were talking about his daddy. But that's what it is. Hey, Sharon, how you doing? It said they are probably going to have Shedeur as QB3, which is the emergency quarterback. They don't dress out on game day. Good. He could look nice then. He could look nice then. He could look nice. But that's all he wanted to do. You know, and I told y'all he was going to get desperate. I said after Shedeur won the Panthers game and Dylan didn't look good, I said he going to be desperate. And he is. Look at, he actually tried to get the man hurt. Just came off of an oblique injury, and this is what you do. The insanity of it all. You're not even trying to protect his health. You're not trying to protect his well-being. You're supposed to be a coach, which is nurturing and developing. You neglected both of those duties. That's why everybody else came around him. And now they want to have closed practices. I don't like that. I don't like that. I want to see if there's a way that something can happen where people, can be allowed in to make sure Shedeur is good. 'Cause I don't trust Stefanski. Now he in trouble too. He is the one in the bank robbery that's gonna get everybody roped up because he don't have no sense. He do too much. He did too much, and you can't put the genie back in the bottle. Grossi said they should bring Huntley back. They just exhaust me. What? Okay, yeah. You never know. They might, but I think they're gonna roll with the 4 they have on the depth chart because of Deshaun. And people getting on them anyway. And organizational malpractice, you making things more difficult than they have to be. So I said it was gonna probably get Kyle McCord or somebody, but I don't know. I think so many people on them about having too many quarterbacks. We're gonna see, because believe me, calling for Stefanski's job, it might not make him act different, but I do think it has somewhat altered this situation. Meaning they were already under a microscope. Now more and more people are looking at them under the microscope. He did too much, but he couldn't help himself, and you can't trust him. You can't trust nobody who says, I'm gonna have to put him down. Why all of these things in quotes? We feel more comfortable with Dylan. So you set Shedeur up because don't nobody give a damn about you being comfortable. This is a competitive sports league. So you went out here and try to get Shedeur hurt. He gonna pay for that. He gonna pay for that. Look at God. That is it. That is it. Good evening, Amber. Hey, how you doing? It said Grossi and Mary are paid to put out different narratives. Right. They're the parrots. They're the parrots. That's why I think people started blocking them, because they're not telling the truth. They're not giving you like the real inside tea. They telling you what Haslam want, what Stefanski want. That's really what it is. It says, since they said Shedeur Sanders going to the Cowboys and Kenny Pickett to the Raiders. Well, Kenny did go to the Raiders, and I could see Shedeur going to the Cowboys. So I was listening. I was doing my little spin session, and I was listening to the book, chapter 2. And the Cowboys came up. So y'all know I'm talking about Turf Wars, right? The book Turf Wars. And I had to stop spinning when I was listening. I said, oh, okay, this is how it works, right? When you're new, I'm not new to the NFL, obviously. But the inner workings, everything going on with Shedeur has kind of pushed into my purview the way they conduct business, right? And in chapter 2, it talked about how Demaris Smith had to go meet with different teams. And he went to meet with one team, and some dude had a predilection for women, and somebody named Richardson, and I don't know who that was. But then he said he went to the Cowboys. And he talked about how everything was set up, like not just top tier elite, but organized and focused on generating money, capital. Like he talked about Jerry Jones met him, and he had on a suit, a navy blue suit that's the same color as the iconic the star, the logo. And the first thing you saw when you walked into the office was a tally board. And I was like, what's the tally board for? They kind of using to track players? No, they use that to track season ticket sales. He said, that's what we're about. Talking about Jerry Jones. He said, that's what we're about. So Demaris Smith said that's how Jerry Jones got from the amount that he bought the team for, $134 million, something like that, to, at the time, $2 billion. They at $14 billion right now. They have generated $9 billion since they last won the Super Bowl. So we know Jerry Jones care about money. He says it. He said to Demaris Smith, he said, we sell the Cowboys. That's why ain't nobody going to tell Jerry Jones nothing. That's why Jerry Jones is the one that could say, unless it's nothing personal between him and Coach Prime, I told you he just sent a cowboy head over there and like a little emoji, or somebody will text it for him, be like, hey, Prime, like nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happened, because he was talking about, Demaris talked about how Jerry said that they prioritize generating revenue by selling season tickets. And he said those other guys Those other guys in Cincinnati, that other guy in Cleveland, they don't even have naming rights to their stadium. So they're not even trying to make money. And Damaris talked about how he noticed Jerry didn't even bother to learn their names. In fact, relegated them to bums. I was like, what year was this? Because wait a minute. I'm on my spin bike, like, wait a minute. Do they have a naming rights to the stadium? I was like, wait a minute, when it has them by the team? I think it was 2012. So I believe this predates 2012. So he might be calling the other dude a bum. But I just thought it was interesting, Jerry's take on some of the other owners. I said, wait a minute. I said, if he still feels the same way, he is the one that will go to the rest of them and tell them, the other guys, what I'm going to do. Yeah. Just chapter 2 alone, the first few minutes of the book told me 2 things that for sure 100% they serious about making money over there. And we know Shedeur going to come with that number 2 jersey with Sanders on the back, and he not going to just sell Shedeur jersey. Hell, he might pick up Shiloh, but he going to put Coach Prime jersey back out there. And I know it's on his consciousness because of the Netflix documentary that everybody is raving how good it is. I need to watch it tonight. And I said, so money is the priority. Selling season tickets. You trying to tell me you don't think that hearing that Shedeur Sanders has been traded to the Dallas Cowboys for the same money that Joe Milton makes would make sure them season tickets sold? It will make everybody forget about what the hell going on with Michael Parsons. And Shedeur makes the same money as Joe Milton, the $4 million over 4 years, which is $950,000 for the first year. That's the swap. That's just a swap. They care about money like that. They care about season tickets. They know the season tickets would sell out. The only reason he wouldn't do it, because he's the one that can do it, is because him and Coach Prime must be having some beef. Because right now, before tomorrow, I'm like, let me get Shedeur. In fact, he ain't going to ask nobody. I told y'all, I have it saved as a pinned tweet. Who going to force a trade for Shedeur Sanders? It might not be right now. It might be next year. But he is the one. And chapter 2 of Turf Wars proves it. And it proves that he don't think highly of these raggedy teams. It thinks the owners are not serious about, making money, and thinks that they bums. That's the man to get this done. So I'm still on Shedeur to Dallas. I'm still on Shedeur to Dallas. And it ain't going to be, Kevin Stefanski ain't going to have no say-so. They're going to tell him what he going to get. Because, see, Cleveland I personally think they don't have no respect for that organization. I think they use them as a dumpster. They already said Barry was going to get scammed out of his pick, which means they think he's stupid. I don't know what they think of Stefanski, but I want you to know something about Stefanski. He just a Nepo baby. That's why he's not a good coach. So, knowing chapter 2 of Turf Wars, just at the beginning, they keep a board where they have a visual look and a tally of season ticket sales. And Shedeur can make that go through the roof. Probably for the next 4 or 5 years. The jersey sales, they're just going to run it back. They care about the money. He's the money maker. And he don't respect these raggedy organizations. So stay tuned. Turf Wars, you can listen to it if you have Spotify Premium. It said Jimmy Horn might get cut, I read. Why? I would hate that. I thought he did good. It said hit the like button early. Yes, thank you. Hit the like button. Y'all still up, ruthless. Yeah, we still up. It's 11:30. We be up till midnight. We got people on the West Coast too. So yeah. It said the reps was just wasted. And they know it, right? They use Dylan to block him on the roster. They use it on the depth chart. They use Pickett to make sure the room was crowded. So, they fighting for reps. They weren't fighting for nothing. And even when Pickett was hurt and didn't have any reps at some point, they just reduced the number of reps. They still didn't give him to Shedeur. And sometimes he got one more rep. That's gonna come back to haunt Stefanski. And Haslam too. It said, I'm with the ride, but I'm sleepy. Okay, all right, we understand. We'll just have to catch you later, Mac. We'll have to catch you later. It's okay. It's there over 110 people in the chat. Hit the like button. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There are currently 263. Hit the like button. See, we're growing as a community. I told y'all gonna love it here. Intelligent, thoughtful, fun, and informative. That's what I consider what she said sports to be. And I did see we went viral on somebody else's video. The Egyptian queen said, oh my God, I saw you on somebody else's video. So we went viral on QB Central's video about the Browns panicking because fans want to boycott because of the way Shedeur Sanders has been treated. So like the first 45 seconds to a minute, we're in there somewhere. One of the older clips, but it's cute. It's cute. So if y'all watch them, y'all probably will see us. It said, Peter, I'm still waiting on God to handle a few things. Facts. Juanita said they know Shedeur Sanders is money in the bank when it's time to trade. Right. And here's the thing, right? That's obvious. So why would you allow Stefanski to treat him like a piñata emotionally, physically, spiritually, and mentally? If you're supposed to protect your best asset, they know he's an asset. And the fact that Barry either willfully didn't stop it or felt intimidated enough to not stop it, I have no respect for him. I'm happy Shedeur got a few friends over there. I hate what happened to Tony. I really do. But maybe God got something better for him. I think he was a 7-year veteran. So, but that's retaliation. Make no mistake about it. He been around there doing the same things. The Most High is moving folks out the way. Facts, Ayaba, parting the Red Sea. Parting the Red Sea. It said Flacco will not last long. Shedeur, you got next. Facts, right? And here's what they're thinking. Well, this is Stefanski. Well, I want to put Dylan in front of Shedeur because Flacco probably going to go down. I'm like, and you going to roll with Dylan? Oh, okay. Let's just see how crazy you really are. Because you got to be out of your ever-loving mind to think that if Flacco go down, you want to roll with Dylan. So here's what I think he going to do to try to get Dylan ready. He going to use Dylan like DTR. Meaning, Dylan is going to play in some of the games with Flacco. Like we said, see, you're going to have two quarterbacks. I think they're going to try to go like that. And what's going to happen is the 2 million people that turn into 4 million people that can actually move the needle are going to be the ones along with advertisers and sponsors for Shedeur after Dylan fall out. Watch. That's what's going to happen. Grossi said, he liked the practice squad player, but on the roster. Now, see, that's why I don't listen to them. That's why I don't listen to them, because they just saying anything. I'm like, who y'all trying to convince? Because you're not convincing nobody. We all just waiting for Dylan to fall the hell out the way. That's it. We know what Flacco gonna do. Now we like, okay, we just gonna let Dylan get out here with Baltimore. All right, I want to see it. Sometimes you gotta wonder who they setting up. Sometimes you just got to wonder. So we gonna see. It said they're definitely bullying at this point. Right. And that's what I mean by they're going to pay for that. They're going to pay for that. Kevin cheated on his wife. What? How did you know this, Matt? Do you live in Cleveland? Now, that's poor character right there. It says Stefanski's hatred has been uncovered. He has to chill. And he's not. He need to get fired. It said the media is trying to make the negative narrative stick on Shedeur, and nobody's listening to them. I read what other people say. Whether they come to me and say it or put it under the comments at YouTube or X, because that's the 2 platforms that people saying a lot, or threads. People feel like the media is just full of it. See, that's how you lose credibility. See, traditional media is already losing audiences. So they're trying to be sensational to keep people engaged. But all I've seen today is people blocking Cleveland media. Shedeur's still on the team, but they tired and they now understand they're not going to ever tell the truth. They're just going to sling this negative narrative about Shedeur because that's what the Browns want. I'm not listening to that. You got to protect your peace and block that. All I think I have now is Daniel Oyefu saying he might be cut next. Honestly, because if they want to keep Shedeur at the 3, I don't need to listen to them. For what? if you're gonna keep him at the 3, I mean, you're gonna talk about Dylan and Flacco, right? And I don't want to hear about neither one of them. Really, I don't. So I don't need to listen to you. I can figure out what I want to do. I can call Google and say, hey, Shedeur play yet? But I follow Shedeur. I follow Bucky. I'm gonna see what happens with Shedeur. So I don't need them. And that's why traditional media is dying, because we have other sources where we can actually get credible information from. All these old rags are doing that just became digital. It's just pushing sensational narratives to hurt people. I'm like, y'all show going through y'all way to hurt Shedeur, but he ain't listening, and I'm not listening either. So protect your peace. Protect your peace. Yeah, I don't know where Matt get that from. I don't know. Hey, Queen T, I believe you will get up to 5,000 tonight, because I was on another channel and everybody was talking about your channel. Y'all gotta start dropping what she said sports in the chat. Be nice though. Be nice. Just drop a heart or something. When I go visit other people's channel, I just be quiet, sit in the back, and they recognize I'm there, and I don't be trying to take over nothing. I just drop a heart and then I listen and bounce. Everybody was talking about your channel, how good it is. I said yes. And you what? You get educated over there. Okay, well, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. It says set it down somewhere, Kevin. That's right. I want y'all to know people were coming to me today, ready to get charter buses together and take a trip to Cleveland. I was like, they serious. They serious. They want something done. People coming to me telling me the lawsuit is a slam dunk. I'm like, it is. It is. So have your $100 when I ask you for it. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Have your $100 when I ask you for it. So I reached out to Cleveland 5 News and asked them, are they interested in doing an investigation on the Cleveland Browns for organizational malpractice? Because I watching Football Explainer, remember the videos we shared? I said, okay, how do you get the news to get involved in this, right? Like, are they really gonna do it? Sports Illustrated led one of the exposés on one of the NFL teams. I'm like, I'm gonna reach out to them and see if they want to do it. But you know, I have a plan. We just not talking about it in this environment. So if you're a member, we probably gonna talk about it Friday, because I left you a message today. I left you a message today. So check in the members only chat. I tell people that come to tell us stuff in the open comments. We don't talk about these things open. This is where members only behind closed doors on Fridays. If you're gonna ride with us, just become a member. It's not a gimmick. It's just where we talk, right? It's just where we talk. And then you can see everything we talked about before the next one on Friday. It said they definitely knew they were trading Pickett. He was healthy, but he didn't get play in the last preseason game. Right. They knew what they were doing. It's funny to me that they traded him and DTR for a 5th round pick. So they sent a 5th round pick with DTR, who was a 5th round pick. Now, I'm going to talk about that later, because they messed over him. See, when you're a 5th round pick, you're supposed to get 1 to 2 years to develop. But Stefanski put DTR out there with Baltimore. He set him up to fail. And then what did they do? In 2024, they didn't really let him play. So he went from 2nd string to 3rd string in Philly, and they cut him. So they just trying to get rid of him. And I said, you know, I'm like, this is what they want to do to Shedeur, but they having difficulty. For one, Shedeur is not a true developmental QB. But my problem is, and this is where the organizational malpractice coming at, you're not developing these players. Because, yeah, you let him play in a preseason game, but why the hell would you let your 2-year developmental project that y'all said Shedeur was, because he was a 5th round pick, why would you put him in against 2-time MVP Lamar Jackson? Excuse me, 3-time MVP Lamar Jackson. They knew what was going to happen. It also explains why Deshaun Kaiser, even though Kevin Stefanski wasn't the coach, but this is an indictment on Haslam, let their 2nd round franchise QB, pick number 53, let him go 0-15. 2nd round picks are not starters. That's why Shedeur was locked out of the 1st round, so he don't get to be an inherent QB1. Haslam is the common denominator. That's all I'm gonna say. 87 to 160 is bad completion percentage. Facts. It said It said because his wife was about to cheat on him. Well, you know who? Who is you know who? Okay, you dropping T. You dropping T. I'm not gonna put it on the screen, but I'm gonna let y'all talk about it. And I'm gonna read it. So I need that conversation to keep going because that sounds like some karma right there. And that might explain the office politics is if you know who it is who we think it is. All right. Somebody just became a member. Welcome. Y'all welcome the new member. Let's see who just joined us. Oh, the midnight. Okay. All right. It say the midnight groove. New members. Facts. All right. Every Friday. This Friday also 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go live. Now we watch in Colorado at 8, so we'll be live probably for an hour, so I can get ready for the game. But you can enjoy all of the members only videos and content. I think it's over 15 members only videos, so you can catch up. You can go watch those and be ready for Friday, but you're going to need to binge watch because our videos be 2 to 3 hours long on member only Friday. But welcome. So y'all make sure y'all welcome the new member. All right, let's get back to the comments. Let's see. It's definitely bigger than football. Facts. It is. It is definitely that. Moving on up like the Jeffersons. Yes, I totally agree. LaFrance, welcome. Barry Jones said Browns management just doesn't care about Shedeur. That's why they're trying to hurt him. Yep, that's obvious. That's obvious. Thank you for that. Are you in Cleveland, Barry? I have bros, got plenty of receipts. Matt, do you live in Cleveland? You say you got plenty of receipts. Do you live in Cleveland? 54% is not good at all. And then he has 4 turnovers. Yep. 2 in practice. Yep. It said the Raiders did want a rookie. Okay, so why would you get injury-prone Kenny Pickett to back up Geno Smith? What are you really going to do if Geno Smith gets hurt? You're going to put in your rookie Cam Miller from North Dakota State? That's what you're going to do? All right. They're not making good decisions. They're not. It's like they trying to add Kenny Pickett behind Geno Smith to add pressure to Geno Smith. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. But what did Geno Smith say? And also, I know Shedeur heard from him too, because remember, they have a picture together. Geno Smith said, they wrote me off, but I didn't write back. And that's facts. His first 3 years were spent as a journeyman going to the worst teams in the league. They have already compared Shedeur to him because that's what they want to do. We're going to see what guys say. And so far, their plan is not working. It's backfiring. And with people calling for Stefanski's job, let's see if he got enough sense to sit down somewhere. Talking about Colorado fans. I'm like, 2 million NFL fans bought Shedeur Sanders jersey. No matter how you spin it, they NFL fans. It said Wentz sure did come off the couch. They got Carson Wentz off the couch in QB2. I'm like, how is he QB2? He didn't do nothing. You see how certain people just get to move on up to the front while the whole NFL works to hold back an elite black QB1 with 2 black parents? You see that? It is a joke. Carson Wentz, why did we got him off his couch? Why? All this talent out here. And he behind JJ McCarthy because they ain't want Shedeur over there. They must have saw the AI tweet that said Shedeur was gonna end up MVP in Minnesota. So they trying to block him. You can't block God though. And hopefully Stefanski go to church and he gonna sit down somewhere. If not, he need to start going to church because his heart is flip him inside out. He just sad. It said Pickett needs to be out the NFL, 4 teams in 3 years. Right, because what's his name? DTR is not going to get that opportunity. Huntley is not going to get that opportunity. You see how they using Huntley? That's how they should be using Pickett. We'll just bring you in for camp bodies. You're a veteran. You can encourage the rookies. They're not going to do that to him, though. They didn't let him slide the QB2 with the Raiders. This is going to be an interesting season. Deshaun Watson can't play this year because he's injured. Yep. He is, but they can trade him though. They can trade him. It said, whomever the mods are here, I'm not new. Matt, did somebody try to block you, Matt? They don't play. It said, yes, Ada made it and go Gage. Right. So we do have some guys that we like, but I'm not watching until my guy get in there. So I wish Gage the best of luck to his season and Aiden. and they should do it friends. So, you know, and I'm hoping, I ain't gonna lie, I'm hoping Shedeur go to Dallas. Not next year, like right now. Right now, right now. So we're gonna see what happens tomorrow. I think that's my prayer tonight. It said, Mac, I know you're not new, but you put it out there. Oh. It said the clear people get promoted and given opportunities, clear privilege and white adjacent. Dylan, right? Yeah, I'm gonna just go with that. I think. Let me ask you a question. All right, so we're talking about Dylan. Do you think he will be where he is, Black and Shedeur, and with Kevin Stefanski acting like he a pet or something, treating Dylan like a pet? If Dan Lanning wasn't Kevin Stefanski's friend, so the question is, do you believe Dylan would have truly been bumped up from undrafted free agent to the 3rd round if Kevin Stefanski and Dan Lanning were not friends? And I thought about something. Remember we said yesterday, we were talking about how I think it's very strange that Shedeur was sacked 5 times, just like in the Nebraska game, with something on the line after the Nebraska game. The Cowboys were watching Jerry Jones, and then Dak signed his contract the next day. And I heard Stephen A. accuse Jerry Jones of being the one holding up the contract. So I knew that that was the reality. And there were people that apparently knew that. Now, I don't know who they would be. But the fact that Shedeur got sacked 5 times in his games because there was something on the line, forward motion for Shedeur, and somebody blocked it, 5 sacks. And then he took him out and didn't let him do the 2-minute because he wanted to make him look bad, just like the Nebraska game. And I said to myself, you know what that means, right? That means that whoever that person is from CU that has that connection with Stefanski, who act like Jim Crow, is also Jim Crow. You know that's what that means, right? You know those kind of people don't hang around with normal people. They only hang out with each other. That means that it is highly likely that last year or this year, it's more than a rat. It's a hood in the house. That's what I think. They don't hang out with normal people. They don't. Birds of a feather. So that's what that means. Let's see what happened this year at CU. It said he will have the last laugh. He sure will. It said Dylan Gabriel won't block for Shedeur for long. Right. I don't even know why they think that. That's why I'm like, they must be getting ready to get somebody else. I'm like, but then when I saw the depth chart, I said, okay, they put Deshaun at the 4. We're going to see. We got 24 more hours tomorrow. And I hope nobody else gets released. If Jimmy get cut, that's going to be crazy. Why would he get cut? For the people that said they heard about Jimmy, why would he get cut? It said DeAndre got cut today. Yep. So that 2 is free. And you would think, let's see if they have enough sense to get it to him so they can make some money off of it. Because he's going to make some money too. So I'm okay with it. Let's see what happens. It says Shedeur has the confidence of a QB1, but they think he has the ego of one. No, you know what that is? They know he's good. If he's still on that roster tomorrow and they don't bring nobody else in, they know he good. And they're going to let Dylan get hurt and let Shedeur get out there for $4 million to win. Especially if they give him his $950,000. And that's when Jerry Jones going, hey, I'm sending the jet for my godson. And then he's going to be his godson all over again. So let's see what happens. It's going to be an interesting season. So Saturdays, we watching CU. Sundays, we're watching something. I don't know. Maybe Baltimore. Could be Green Bay. Could be Arizona. But we're watching one of the Buffs on Sundays. Derek McClendon, Jacksonville Jaguars. Travis should be back at some point. So we'll see. I'll look into it, Mac. Mac said he telling the truth, y'all. Said do some research. Yes, Kimberly Gage is now. Can you see Gage is a 2? I'm like, wow. Shedeur did that. And I know he feels indebted, but that's his boy. And I know it hurt him to see Shedeur being treated like that. And I know it bothered him to only be on punt returns, but not be the receiver for Shedeur. But that's okay. Shedeur still didn't throw no interception. He still didn't. And it's going to be some teams pissed off because Jerry Jones going to run right in there and do what he want to do. And they're gonna be like, well, damn, y'all told us we couldn't get him, but you gonna let the Cowboys get him? It's gonna be some infighting at that level. See, right now, they incestuously close. Let's see if God break that up. It would surprise me because that's where all the dirt come from. It said, I'm glad he's not 1 or 2 because the first team O-line wasn't dominating the Rams backups. I don't think the O-line or the offense will be good. That's facts. That's facts. So we fine with the 3. Let him make some money and come fresh to death to the games with his legendary on. Amber say, Matt, tell me what's going on. It said, hey, Gail, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? It said, Kevin always snatches Dylan out of the game when he starts to make mistakes. Right. I don't know what he's going to do in the regular season. I really don't. I really don't know. It said, when the season starts, we will see who the last QB standing will be. Facts. Shedeur. He has the right attitude. I'm so proud of him, and I'm so glad he has so many angels on his path. And that's how he got to this point, because they wanted him to flip out. They wanted him to be upset. He was like, no, they wanted him to overreact. That's what they wanted. They wanted the reaction they got, and they didn't get it. They wanted a reaction, and they didn't get it. It said, yeah, they're good at forgetting that first game Shedeur played. Right. That's why I don't listen to them. Mac, you're not blocked. I'm looking at you. You're not blocked. I'm looking at you. I don't know what's going on in the chat, but Mac, you're not blocked. It said that's why they kept Shedeur. They hate the fact, but playtime finally over. Right. And here's the thing. Stefanski's job is on the line. It is. His job is on the line because there's people calling for it. That's one. And if you get out there and lose with your pet on the field, all right, you're going to get fired. You're going to get fired sooner than I want you to. I know it's going to take a minute, but you're going to get fired if you run out there with Dylan, because you propped him up and he still failed. And if you doing all this to antagonize Shedeur, bro, it ain't working. Shedeur is unbothered. He is unbothered, and you playing with God's child. So, you better mind your personal business, because your life going to be on fire. That's generally what happens. Same thing happened to Cam Newton, and he got kicked right off of ESPN. Thought he could use that platform to trash Shedeur, and it didn't work. He got booted right out of there. And Kevin Stefanski thinks he could use the head coaching job to be Jim Crow. No, this is not Mississippi burning. You're going to get booted right out of there. It said, oh, yeah, Kevin going to protect Dylan. Right. Well, I want to see how he going to do it in the regular season, because like somebody else just said, playtime is over. Playtime is over. Dylan Gabriel won't be in that position long because they had to cheat to get it. Right. And that's why I'm like, well, so what do you really, I know Flacco got injured and is good for 6-7 games. Maybe they just feel like they're going to run all the plays. He got this thing about his scheme being a heavy run offense. So that must be what he going with. I'm like, you can't be serious. I'm like, you going to hear from your fans about this boring football when you got some stars out there. Carter number 2 got cut with his scheme itself. It said their media is constantly switching negative narratives. Yeah, I'm not listening to them. I don't listen to them. I don't think Dylan can play for long. Who the first game? Cincinnati, right? So that's the battle for Ohio, right? Now, I already know from what I saw in the preseason, if that was the ones out there, Flacco could win this by himself. But Skip Bayless said he'd been texting Haslam, because I told you they know these people. He'd been texting Haslam talking about let Shedeur play. You think Bayless the only person texting Haslam about Shedeur? We'll see what happens. I want Shedeur to be on another team. I do too. I think I want him to go to Dallas. Now that I know that they care about the money, I mean, I knew it anyway, but the book, chapter 2, Turf Wars, confirmed. And anytime you walk in your office and you just see the numbers for season tickets and you tell somebody that we sell the Cowboys, the only reason you don't have Shedeur is because y'all was colluding against Shedeur, and you one of the owners that went along with it, unless him and Coach Prime then fell out. That's the only thing that would stop this right now. It said they can't run the Oregon offense for Dylan during the regular season. That must be what he thinking. It said, yeah, Coach was messing around. I'm back. Oh, really? I don't even want my mind to envision that. Hopefully, some of our team can get Pop-Tart Dylan out the game. It's probably going to happen. And I see, one thing about it, right? That I come to realize, because people keep asking me, why do you think the players keep going to the NFL? I'm like, I don't know. But what I have come to realize is, I think I said, they say something about some revenge. I said they have a way of dealing with things, right? They got their own way of dealing with it. They're not going to let nobody keep them from their millions. It is life-changing money, but I feel like you got to sell your soul to get it. And I feel like they test you. I feel like 84 they were asking him to set Shiloh up because he's fourth on the depth chart between two other people at the fourth string. So they probably done told him, look, if you want to get up here, and I'm going to be looking to see if he make it, you're going to have to do something. I do. I think that's what it is. Remember, Richie Incognito, the coach, the head coach, told Richie Incognito, who was 30, to toughen up Jonathan Martin, who was 24, and he quit mid-season amid the stress and the bullying and the racial slurs and the phone calls and the messaging. They were bullying him out of his spot. That's what they was trying to do. Shedeur, they want Shedeur to quit. Shedeur ain't going nowhere. Dylan will quit before Shedeur do. So they have their way of dealing with things. I think that's why they have a clause in their contract that void guarantees if something happens on the field. So they don't have a way of dealing with things. We're going to see. We're going to see. It said, will Shedeur get reps with the ones? I don't know. I think we all forgot about that. That's a good question, self-love. I mean, you would think, right? But they probably going to say no because he's third on the depth chart. And it don't even matter for Shedeur. But yes, he should get it. And for legalities, we should pay attention. So thank you. I'm going to put a star by that because that's a good question. I need to screenshot it later. Thank you. It said, I am cooking salmon while listed. Ooh, okay. Are you putting a sauce on the salmon, Ayaba? Thank God Jimmy made it. Oh, he did. He did. How did you find out, B? How did you find out? Was it what we were talking about, or did you look up something else? It said we're not holding back. If I'm not, you're not blocked. You're not blocked. I don't know why you think you're blocked. You're not blocked. It does sound good. It does sound good. She said she's cooking salmon. What are you going to eat with it, Ayaba? What are you going to eat with the salmon? Is it salmon? Salmon. It's really salmon, but it's salmon. Oh, okay. Okay. It said, God moves mountains. When Dylan Gabriel plays in the regular season games, he won't be able to hide from the different elite defenses. Right. And I think Shedeur has learned the speed of the game already, just with the Panthers first team. So he going to be fine. And I just want to see if Kevin Stefanski going to keep playing around. I'm like, okay. He's that person that don't know when to quit. You think after Shedeur balled out, right? You think after Shedeur balled out in the Panthers game, he would have just, you know what? I'm going to stop. Nope. You see, he had to go out here and do too much. Now he going to get him all roped up. Ted and Jimmy don't play the same wide receiver position. Well, they had Jimmy on the 3 behind Ted. That's what I was reading. I shared it on the screen. They have Jimmy at 3 behind Ted, and I don't know why. And people have been saying they feel like the Panthers are misusing Jimmy. I'm like, then send him to Cleveland. I would like to see it. But if we just cut somebody, Jimmy is better than Coker. Yeah. Jimmy is a slot guy. Ted is an outside guy. Again, they have Jimmy at the 3 behind Ted. I don't know why that is. Jalen's stats aren't good. Jalen who? What Jalen we talking about? We got a couple of Jalen's. Milroe, Hurts, somebody else. Let me know. Keep it clean, baby. Yeah, we got to keep it clean. We got to keep it clean. It said the coach mad because, oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. You're going to need some receipts for that. You're going to need some receipts for that. It said we making the squad easy. It looks like it. It looks like it. It looks like it. It said Brady was never going to get Shedeur. He's a minority owner. His relationship with Shedeur is definitely not what everybody thinks it is. I mean, that's obvious, right? I totally agree with that. I was like, another slap in the face. You just sent Pickett over there to QB2 when you could send Shedeur. But you know what? I don't want Shedeur behind. I don't want Shedeur behind another black quarterback. I want Shedeur right where he at because he going to get right there to QB1. Look who in front of him. Hey, Lita, how you doing? Dylan almost got Gage decapitated. You know, they say that's what they think happened to Travis Hunter. That one of the errant balls passes from Trevor Lawrence got him crossed up. That's what they saying. They say that's why they won't say what kind of specific upper body injury it is. But you know, people said that was going to happen. They said Travis played wide receiver in Jacksonville. He going to get crossed up trying to catch one of those passes from Trevor Lawrence. On Colin Life and Football, he said the Browns may be bringing Tyler Huntley back. I mean, they should. They done brought the man there twice and they paid him once. So, okay, I don't have no problem with it. Whatever. Shedeur gonna be what God want him. So let Tyler Huntley make his money too. Dylan need to go because Tyler Huntley was better than Dylan. Anybody disagree? Does anybody disagree? If I say Tyler Huntley was better than Dylan, you agree or disagree? Drop it in the chat. If you put agree or disagree, I do know what you're talking about at this point. 22 said after 3 games, Flacco will be sitting down somewhere because of the losses. Remember, 13 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Shedeur was sacked 53 times in year 1 and only threw 4 interceptions. And he didn't even throw one with the way he was pressured because the Goon Squad, hired by Kevin Stefanski, tried to set him up. I guess they thought they was auditioning for the team. They said one person made it. Does anybody know who the one person is? I need to know his jersey number so I can go back and look at the film and see what he was doing. Now, one guy who looked like 58, I think that was the number. He was blocking. He was blocking, so maybe he made it. Let me know if y'all know. They say, I got to do some work tomorrow. Okay, well, good night if you get ready to roll off. We get ready to get out of here, too. What time is it? We got about 10 more minutes. We're getting ready to start to wrap up. It said Dylan threw Gage a hospital ball. Oh, Lord. I hope he don't get our guy hurt. I hope he don't get him hurt. Okay, well, we don't tolerate Shedeur Sanders slander around here, sir. Gone. Gone. Somebody that came in with negativity about Shedeur. We don't do that. I think McClendon started in Carolina last year. Oh, I thought he was in Miami. But okay, that's fine. It said they out for prime through his sons. We gonna see. I know one thing. I'm starting to wonder if something's personal done happened. You know, I want to see what happened with Shiloh. It said they have been calling out Todd Bowles lately. Yeah, I know they're trying to get over it. They're trying to get rid of him. I think, what did they say? They started the season with 6 black coaches, and now they have 4. The season hadn't even started yet. I think they're coming for D'Amico Ryans and Todd Bowles. Yep, I think so. That's what I think. Hey, Truth Ain't True. Thank you so much. It said Dylan was playing like he was wearing his first pair of hard bottom shoes. Yeah. Again, I know they know what he is. And I know they know what Shedeur is. And it just tell me that Kevin Stefanski is hard-headed. That's what it's going to tell me. Because you hard-headed, or they finna bring somebody else. And I don't know. I can see them bringing Huntley back because they're going to try to stop Shedeur, but I ain't worried about that at this point. I mean, they know that Dylan is not good. I don't know why they keeping up the charades. You're not convincing Shedeur he's not good. He already told you he know who he is. And hell, we do too. I'm like, we do too. Why you think people calling for the fans to be fired? Because we know Shedeur is good. Hopefully you hit 5,000 subs tonight. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate you. Just in case y'all just joining us, we're 10 away from 5,000. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. And don't forget to hit the like button. All right, we get ready to wrap it up. See you. There's 308 of us. All right, welcome. Okay, so the schedule for this weekend. We are watching Colorado on Saturday. I do believe that is Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. No, that's Friday. Is that Friday night game? Hold on, y'all. Hold on, wait a minute. I may have misspoken. Let's see. Oh, it's a Friday. It's a Friday. It's a Friday. So on Friday night, we are watching CU versus Georgia Tech. My prediction is going to be a close game. 31 Colorado, 28 Georgia Tech. I think it's going to be a dogfight. Somebody had posted bees in the trap. I like it, bees in the trap. Georgia Tech think they're going to win. CU has been underrated again. So I think it's going to be a good game because I think Caden Salter going to be the quarterback. I think Juju might get in there if the score's up high enough. But Caden is a dog. And y'all getting ready to see just how much of a dog he is. Georgia Tech thinks all they have to do is stop Caden's legs and they won the game. That's severely underestimating CU. We know what we have in the run game, right? We know what we have in the offense. I've seen the defensive line and the offensive line go at it, and you know they aggressive with it. I think the secondary is good. They had some competitions. RJ Johnson and somebody else was in a competition. I didn't know they had all these competitions going on. So I guess we're gonna find out from Coach Prime right before the game who it is, but I'm pretty sure it's Caden Salter. Cameron said, thank you, Isaiah. Cameron said, yeah, Jalen played the game, won the Super Bowl, got the big contract. That's the man to get the lowdown front. Right. And did y'all notice how they were trying desperately to find out what the hell they were talking about? I'm like, why do you need to know? Like, that was the nosiest thing. Well, what were they talking about? Why? Why do you want to know? All I see is two quarterbacks having a conversation. But because they two black quarterbacks, and you trash one and try to kick the other one every day, now you want to know. What you want to know? If he telling him how to make it through the league, of course he is. Don't worry about y'all. That's what he telling him. Mind your business. That was so nosy. That was so nosy. It's just insane. Like, they can't have a private conversation. Shiloh might be the pickup. I heard Pittsburgh is interested in him. Also, Toronto offers Shiloh a contract. Oh, has that happened already? Okay, I'll take it. I want Shiloh to go out there and play 11 on 11 and stream it and watch people show up. I was reminded today there are 10 HBCU Classic games that have an average of attendance of 60,000 or more annually. That is a built-in audience for a Sanders Pro Football League, a legendary pro football league. And as quick as Jacksonville was to sign Travis when he went fishing with Coach Prime, tells you that they know Coach Prime can get it done. They know he has influence with the players. So why they want to trash him is crazy to me, because you're going to force him to start his own league. And he could do it. Hell, Shedeur could do it at this point. You know, this is the streaming era. You got Kai Cenat, who didn't go to Hollywood to get famous. He streamed, right? Look at the 7-on-7 games. Look at the league that Cam has built. Yeah, it's definitely doable. Stefanski probably won't be at the Cleveland next year. Then we'll see who pick him up. It's not like he's a winning coach. Right. And they said the fans wanted him gone 2 years ago, and he got a big fat contract. It said, by the way, DeAndre Carter was released, so let Grown get that too. I totally agree, Charlie. I do know Flacco and Dylan Gabriel will run out of gas quickly. Yeah. I know Flacco will. Dylan, I don't even know if his car the engine gonna turn over for a true game like Baltimore or the Packers or the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, he played with their 4th string and they backed down. So I want to see what they're going to do in the regular season. Good evening, Jackie. I too believe that Shiloh was set up. I know his coach really liked him. Right. And I think that's why he was set up. That hurts. Please hit the like button. Yeah, I think they're going to try to get rid of 2 more black coaches. It says Shiloh got to keep away the right hook. Yeah. I agree about trying to showcase Dylan Gabriel over Shedeur. Time will tell, right? Yep. Carolyn, how you doing? It says, I know somebody will snatch Shiloh up. Shiloh put the things on him. Don't play Big Shiloh. Right. Somebody said, I think it was Ben Finesse from CU, said if there were no helmets on, Shiloh would have got a call from UCF. You know, I'm like, well, I could see it. Because he looked like his daddy out there. It said Ravens and Eagles gonna be on Dylan's head. Yep. I like Grown in the 12 jersey. I don't. I want him to get his 2. They only gave him that because look at how they treating him. He is a legend at the number 2. They still call him 2 at CU. He just wanted us to stop calling him that because it was making it difficult. He's trying to adjust and buy into, rightfully so, while he on the ground, what they want him to have rather than, protesting for something else. But I hope he gets his 2. If they give it to somebody else, they just trash. I don't want a Browns NFL Shedeur jersey either. Me either. I want a Dallas Cowboy one. I want a number 2 from the Cowboys. Oh, Max say he lived by Tech. Oh, okay. If Julius starts from week 1, automatic playoff potential. What? Nah, I think we got to get Caden in there. It said college ball is so much more interesting. Yeah, the NFL is really it's a turnoff. What's happening? It's a turnoff. I said the same thing, Carolyn. I said, hell, if they don't play Shedeur, I'm gonna be watching college ball all season. It said we ready. Our buffs are Swayze built, yes, and well conditioned. Last time I seen them live was the UCLA game out there. Oh, okay. Out here. You live in Cali. Okay. According to the current CBA. According to the current CBA, meanwhile, first-year NFL players will receive a weekly rate of $1,800 in 2024. That will jump to $2,000. What's the weekly rate for, Joyce? Let me know what we're talking about. Thank you for looking that up, by the way. It said, Jay said, they're trying to get Lenore Sellers and devalue him in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Yep. And what did I say? His dad should have did. If they offered you $8 million to stay in school or to go to another school, he should have did it. His father's premise was, and I found out his parents are divorced. His father's premise recently, his father's premise was loyalty matters, relationships matter. I'm like, you're down there in South Carolina. I'm like, if blind hair and blue eyes come along, they're gonna move him right on out the way. Saying you don't need $8 million. Oh, okay, because he ain't gonna get it next year. So don't worry about it. You gotta be crazy out of your mind to tell your son to make some kind of decision like that after what happened in this draft. You do know you are black and he has 2 black parents. I know y'all like, what? Yeah. Pay attention. Pay attention. So yeah, he should have stayed in school for 2 years and hopefully this mess gets straightened out. But I don't know. Or somebody start another league or something. Hey, Val, see how you doing? It said this pay is during training camp. Oh, okay, so they do get a little bit of money. Thank God, because it seemed like they was out there working for free. Shiloh and them said they didn't get no money. He said nobody gets paid till September. But it looks like they got a little weekly stipend in 2024. That will jump up to $2,000 a week in 25, 26. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. Colorado looks way better than last year, and there are no stars yet. They will all be using the game to build themselves. I mean, I think Omarion and Draylon Miller and DJ McKinney and franchise Jordan Seaton. You don't think they stars? Let me know. Preston Hodge. Did I leave out anybody? I don't know. I think we got some stars. Let me know, Cameron, if you don't see them as stars. Sincere Brown and Hakeem Williams seem like more dominant seniors on the team. We're going to see Sincere Brown. Facts. We definitely going to see him. It said Twaja will be the cornerback. Who? Sabrina, who we talking about? For against number 5 for Georgia Tech. Who is that, by the way? Tawfiq Bayard or who is Twaja? It said, bless his heart. We're talking about Dylan and Dan Lanning. Yeah, I don't think he would be where he is if that was not his coach, was, his friend. Bears and Stoudemire. He gonna get cooked. That's what I think. Juju is locked in with Colorado. I don't see him transferred. Yeah, I don't see that either. The game is this Friday. Thank you. It said Juju gonna have a hell of an O-line next year. Facts. It's official. The 17-32 illustration video has been proven. Yes, it has. Yes. Carolyn said the Colorado elevation is no joke. I was fine from the DFW. Got off the plane in Colorado and thought someone had given me a C word. Huh? Giving me the C word. What? The C word. It said straight to CVS and got myself together. What did you have to get from CVS, Carolyn? Like some Dramamine or something? It said people predicted Colorado to win 3 to 6 games only. They did that last year. We don't listen to them. You see how they hating on Coach Prime? That's the same way they was hating on Shedeur. And why? Because they're both winners. That's the why. Because they're winners. They're doing the same thing to Shedeur. Hell, I felt like they're trying to come for Coach Prime. One of the Buffs accounts, which looked like an official account, had to talk down on somebody putting out some false narratives, talking about things are a mess at CU. And I'm like, oh, here they go, coming for Coach Prime. It's because they're Black. That's what people should walk away from. This scenario with Shedeur, and now they coming back to attack Coach Prime, saying we were going to go 6-6 with Shedeur and Travis, and without Shedeur and Travis, we going 6-6. I think they're trying to cheat people out their betting money. That's what I think. We need to ignore the bulletin board stuff. Right. No more emotional play. Just BTA. Just pay for the NFL Network, fam. Don't worry about it. Yeah, no, that's not happening either. 31-28. That's what I said the final score is. That's what I think it is. 31-28. Kato Salter and Trackhawk. Facts. Cynthia Miller said it's going to be 35-28. I'm going to put a star by that. Beach said 14-9. Colorado. Okay, so you think it's going to be low scoring. CU 27, Tech 24. Max got us winning. And Kenny Pickett is traded. Yes. All right. And 31-28. All right. If y'all have any more predictions, it said 4 more sacks. Salter will throw for over 250 yards and run for 75 yards. Okay, Life in Florida. I got you. It said people predicting CU to win 3 to 6 games. Yeah, they some haters. They said that last year and we went 9-4. And they said we lost everybody. I'm like, so what? We didn't get no new people? It said my score is 38-21. With CU winning, right, Sabrina? Okay, we got some good scores. I'm going to try to screenshot them after the podcast so we can come back to it. It said Colorado going to win 11 games this season. Vegas can mess off. I agree. It said number 5 is a safety for Georgia Tech. Yeah, we're going to be looking for him. I want to see who's going up against him. Life in Florida, 28-14. Excellent. Kaden Salter will be the starter. My prediction, 38-21, because that Colorado defense may shut Georgia Tech down. Yep. And you know what I heard too? I heard they not good downfield. I heard our receivers probably going to have their way. That's why I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I heard, and the guy that was talking, he's a strong safety. So I heard they're not good downfield. I heard it. And y'all know, I think they're going to start Sincere Brown over JoJo. That shocked me. I thought they both would be out there. It said that's crazy. They're going to get really mollywop. Yup. K Salter, 38. Georgia Tech, 14. Hell, you might be right because they say they're not good downfield. That's what they say. He doesn't want to. He said calling him too. He just said that because it was hard for him to deal with that. He had to put all of that out of his mind. His nickname is still 2 on his social media. Shedeur Sanders, and they still call him 2 at CU. Shedeur Sanders is not going to change his number. He told his sister that the number was given. Okay, all right. Well, maybe he'll keep it. 2 was retired, and he's starting on a new chapter. All right. Well, we'll just let it be. 11, Tony Brown has gotten cut. Oh, yeah. I hated that. I hated Tony got cut. We don't know how the story will end. It said 2 might be there longer than Stefanski. Facts. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, we're going to see what God going to do. We're going to see. Stefanski's going to be gone after this season. This will be his last season in Cleveland, is my opinion. Oh, okay. All right. I wonder how Gage feels now. He's not working with Shedeur. Shedeur seems like a genuine friend to have. Yeah. They just going to use Shedeur to develop all the receivers. I believe that the Cleveland Browns were too scared to trade Shedeur because if he goes anywhere else and shines, they're going to look like fools. That's facts. He would have been snatched off the practice squad. I don't think they were ever going to trade him, and they're not going to put him on the practice squad. That's why I say, have y'all not noticed that they talk about everything? Shedeur not good, this, that, and the other. But what is it they won't talk about? They won't talk about trading him. I said, oh, so you think you're going to torment him and bury him on the depth chart and humiliate him and underdevelop him? So you think you're going to kick on him? I'm like, y'all going to lose this fight. Because remember, 2 million people bought jerseys. NFL fans bought jerseys. And no matter how many times you tell yourself that we Colorado fans, you don't even know us. So you just talking. You're going to find out. You're going to find out that 2 million NFL fans bought jerseys. Keep playing with Shedeur. Andrew Berry said it. He going to outproduce his draft stock. That's how I know. They wasn't going to never trade him. The only person he going to go to is Dallas because they ain't going to have a choice in the matter. If you listen to chapter 2 of Turf Wars, it seems like Jerry Jones respects in only certain teams. And probably the horrible ones, you know, the horrible teams, I don't think he have no respect for them. Shedeur has to keep handling all the wickedness thrown at him with grace, right? And I'm telling you, Jalen Hurts was a saving grace for him because you see Jalen Hurts get attacked all of the time. So he going to be good. I told y'all, Shedeur going to Cleveland, he was going to learn that this was not about his father. And it's not. They attacking his daddy. Because why? Because Coach Prime is a pioneer in the Big 12. He's a black head coach, first of all, in the Power 5 or 4, whatever it is now. And they don't want that because they're afraid that if Coach Prime is successful, that they're not going to have a job because they're going to go start hiring other black head coaches. I'm like, well, couldn't they do that anyway? So that's some insecurity. That's job insecurity. I'm like, just do your job and win. And you don't have to worry about being replaced with anybody, regardless of skin color. And the fact that they attacking Coach Prime this season tells you the draft wasn't about Coach Prime. It was about Shedeur coming over there and winning as a rookie, as a black with 2 parents quarterback rookie. They don't want that. That's why they got Carson Wentz off his couch. That's why they got Flacco off his couch. They don't want that. Stefanski had to make Shedeur look bad. So when he does play, Shedeur will ball out. He can take credit. He wants credit for developing Shedeur as a professional quarterback. Yeah, I heard that. And yeah, don't nobody believe it. Andrew Berry is, yep, he is. Hell yeah, trying to build the bear. They are closing practices so people can't see what Shedeur is doing right. I want to see if there's a way we can change that, but I don't think so. I looked into it today. So we're gonna get out of here. It's late. We almost 2 hours in. We'll be back tomorrow. 259 people. Hit the like button. Thank you for the new members. We go Friday, 6 p.m. behind closed doors. It is members only Friday live stream. We look forward to it every Friday. We normally go about 2 hours, sometimes 3, but it'll be 1 hour and some change because we got to get ready for the 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time CU Georgia Tech game taking place in Boulder. All right, y'all. If anybody gonna be in Boulder, let me know. Let me know. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here. I'll be back tomorrow. This was awesome. This was awesome. This was awesome. You know, I think we all on the same page. Keep praying for Shedeur. You see, it's working. Keep speaking up for Shedeur. It's working. Show them who the 2 million NFL fans are that bought jerseys so they can stop saying they see you. That they're CU fans. We CU fans, but we NFL fans too. See, they don't want to accept the fact that these players are coming, black players are coming to the league. Black players with black parents are coming to the league with fans that's going to hold them accountable. That's why they're calling it the Shedeur Sanders experience. Like he's a pioneer, just like his daddy in the Power 5. All right, I'm going to talk to y'all later. Have a good night. Thank you for the love. Thank you for letting me know we went viral. See y'all Friday. Members, thank you for the new members. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the engagement. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night, regardless of your time zone, and say your prayers. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Be sure to join our daily live stream and listen up to What She Said Sports on the go on Spotify. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Stay for another video.